Formula Athlete is kind of an unknown oddity inside of the Yu-Gi-Oh community. The main reason why is because it's a deck built in Master Rule 4 that revolves around a mechanic that's almost 10 years old. I mean, synchro monsters aren't really friendly with the extra monster zone, so it often gets overlooked for its link format counterparts. I mean, if you do have the right formula for this deck can actually spam out link monsters, summon monsters like Cyber Dragon Infinity, Cypher Lord Omega, and Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon as powerful Synchro, Exceed, and Link monsters alike. And I'm just telling you guys, I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then hop in that cockpit and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, you can hit that notification bell because, well, the finish line is just too strong. I would like to thank all of my Patreons. You guys are awesome, and the reason why we make so many awesome videos like this, if you guys want to join us and help us with more better quality videos, hear me go and say more better. Hear me going, god damn it, here I'm going saying more better videos, then go ahead and check out my Patreon as well. We have some awesome rewards for you guys. Without further ado, I present to you a pretty damn good Formula Athlete deck profile, as well as some explanations onto why this deck is so much of a sleeper. Alright, so I know I hyped you guys up with the intro, so let me bring you back to speed with these stats. Get it? Because, okay. Anyways, the stats of FA are pretty decent. Its attack and defense check out really well. Its consistency is not as great as we want because it is a combo-based deck, and it's really reliant on certain key cards to get your strategy going. And its power is pretty decent. It's not an all-out, just destroy everybody. It's not going to win a YCS level event, in my opinion, but I think it's a very consistent local topper deck, as well as the highest ceiling being a regional topping type deck. It's a very fun deck to play. So now that I got the expectations out of the way, we're going to start off with the monsters of the deck. 3 copies of FA Hang On Mock and 3 copies of FA Whip Crosser. These monsters are really good for the deck because while they do provide so much combo potential, they also provide anti-meta like effects to disrupt your opponent. I'm introducing them together because they both have similar effects and they both almost do the same thing until you get to their last effect. So the first effect is they gain 300 attack times this card's level. So they both start off as 1200 attack monsters, and they're unaffected by your opponent's monster's effects whose level or rank is lower than this card. So immediately off the back, level 3 and rank 3 monsters, these monsters are immediately immune to. The next best thing about these cards is that when an FA Speller Trap card or FA Speller Trap card effect is activated, you can increase these guys level by 1. So the more FA cards you're activating, the higher these monsters level will get and the more immunity they become. Another effect that they have in common is that while they're level 7, they gain an additional effect, and this is what separates the two. When Hang On Mock is level 7, it's a walking Dark Law. Basically, all your opponent's cards that are sent to the graveyard are banished and said. And when Whip crosses a level 7, it is a hand trap disassociator. He literally just wipes out hand traps. Your opponent can't activate cards that are discard or send cards from the hand or deck or hand to the graveyard to activate a card effect. So basically it stops all of the hand traps in their tracks, and this card is a walking macrocosmos, and that's really important for these combo based decks because it prevents your opponent from almost interrupting you if you play these cards right. So that's it for these guys. To complement them really well, you play 3 copies of FA Auto Navigator. Now this card has a little bit of a tricky effect. While it's in your hand or graveyard, you control an FA monster whose level is higher than its original level, you can special summon this card to your field. But the tricky part comes from it gains or it reduces that monster's level, and then it gains that monster's level will reduce. So let's say, for example, if Whip Crosser is a level 7 monster and you special summon Auto Navigator to your side of the field, Auto Navigator becomes level 3 because it reduces it to its original level, and Whip Crosser becomes level 4 back to its original level. And it's really good for tutoring off synchro plays, but if you manipulate it right with your FA spell cards, you can make XC plays with this card and the monster that you're using to summon with it off itself. Another great thing about FA Navigator is that when it's normal summon or special summon one time only or once per turn, you can add 1 field spell card, 1 FA field spell card from your deck to your hand. Now lastly, to wrap up the FA monsters are 3 copies of FA Dark Dragster, and this card is amazing. While you control a level 7 or higher FA monster, you can summon this card for free. So basically it invites rank 7 plays just by having the Dragster and a level 7 Whip or Mock on your side of the field. The next great thing about it is that it can reduce its level by 4, making him a level 4 monster to destroy 1 card on the field. So it's great spot removal. If you need to destroy your own field spell to gain an additional search, then it's right there to do that for you. These are the most important FA monsters. I don't think any of the other FA monsters are that good. They either don't help the strategy, or B, we already have enough level 4s. The level 6 FA monster, let's just not talk about him. On to the support cards, we run 2 copies of Ancient Gear Wyvern. I'll be able to explain this card a little later. It's a really good card. It's part of an engine. As opposed to the Zodiac engine, we do run the Ancient Gear engine. And 2 copies of the Strudel Noodle. This is a card that we want to see in our hands. We want it so much. I think this is the only deck that doesn't run Dragon's Ravine and still plays the Strudel. By summoning itself, by targeting a level 6 monster in your field, it can summon itself and then give you a free Synchro 7. We also follow up with 2 Cock-a-Doodle-Doo because Synchro Summoning is really important, just as important as Synchro 8s. And Cock-a-Doodle-Doo can give us either a Synchro 7 or a Synchro 8 just by having this card in our hand. Lastly, for the support cards is Mare, and Mare is a pretty good card. If we need a good spot remover or quick spot remover or whatever, Mare is made through Yazi, you make Yazi, destroy your opponent's monster, summon the Mare, and then Mare can make another Synchro 7 to follow up with, or just some other combos if you guys have them on hand. That's it for all of the support cards to the FA. And then our hand traps is 3 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Best hand trap in the game right now. Really great disruption. The most important thing about Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit is that you can special summon itself through emergency teleport and disrupt your opponent, or use it for a synchro summon play, whichever your choice is. It's just an awesome card. That's it for the monsters. Now we're going to get on to the spells. For the spells, we run 3 copies of FA City Grand Prix. What this card does is during the main phase and battle phase, all of our FA monsters gain 2 levels. Also, another effect is my FA monsters cannot be targeted by my opponent's card effects. It's the best FA card. 2 copies of FA Off-Road Grand Prix. What this card does is all my FA monsters gain 2 levels while during my main phase. Also, if one of my FA monsters were to be destroyed by an opponent's battle, my opponent has to discard 1 card from their hand. These are really good because they instantly get your FA level 4 monsters to level 7. 1 copy of FA Grand Circuit Pricks, and this card is the oddball because it only gives the increase during the battle phase, and when your FA monsters destroy an opponent's monster, you can draw a card. All of these field spell cards have one great thing in common. When they are face up on your field and destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you get to search an FA card from your deck to your hand. That's the biggest reason why we run so many copies. We want to tutor through these field spell cards as quickly as possible, and Grand Prix is a little more underrated than people like to give it credit. Sometimes I don't want to give the increase to my FA monsters, so this card can come up, and also it's another search. I can get 3 searches in 1 turn. Nextly is 3 copies of Terraforming. That gives us a total of 9 field spell cards. We're going to get into our field spell cards one way or another. I thought about running set rotation. It's not a bad idea. I just didn't see any cards I wanted to cut for it. So that's it for the field spells. For the rest of the FA cards, we run 3 copies of FA Test Run. This card is phenomenal. By switching an FA monster we control, or actually changing its battle position, we can destroy 1 card on the field. This is essentially our trap of the deck. It's a quick play spell card, which makes it even better. We can activate it during the battle phase and change positions of FA monster we possibly want in attack or defense, and then destroy a card on the field. So it's also really good spot removal in case we want our field spell card removed, or in case we want a certain card removed. And then while it's in the graveyard, keep in mind all the FA cards cannot be used the same turn. The second effect cannot be used the same turn they're sent to the graveyard, but you can banish it to destroy 1 face-up card you control to special summon an FA monster from your deck to your side of the field. FA Pit Stop seems like a really good card in theory, because after activating it and decreasing one of your FA monsters by 2, you get to draw a card, and then you get to draw additional cards for FA Pit Stops in your graveyard, +1, but it's not that great when you put it in the theory. It does replace itself, but decreasing your FA monsters is something that you probably don't want to do all the time. Also, another effect is if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to special summon an FA monster from your graveyard to your side of the field. FA Downforce is a really good FA card because you want your FAs to be 7, and this card can instantly make any of your 4/7 because when it's activated, you can increase an FA monster by 2, and then since it was an FA spell card, it gets an increase as well. It also has the same thing for its banishing effect, to increase an FA monster by 2. These are solid 1-ofs, and the FA test run, oh man, that's like the best one of them. That's it for the FA spells. To complement the spells, we run 3 copies of Ancient Gear Catapult. Now this card is a complete monster. I think it's way better than the Zodiac engine because activating Catapult to destroy your field spell card not only special summons the level 4 that you need, but it searches another Catapult from your deck to your hand. Another great thing about Catapult is that after the turn it was sent to the graveyard, you can banish it from your graveyard to destroy a card on your field to gain a token. Just gaining free monsters to destroy cards is just invaluable inside of this deck. And then lastly, the 1-ofs, Emergency Teleport to special summon Ghost Ogre to our side of the field, Soul Charge because any combo based deck, this card is probably more free, and then Monster Reborn is a great extender. That's it for the spell cards for the main deck. I tried actually not to play any cards like Infinite and Permanence or anything like that because I wanted to keep this deck towards the budget option for the players that wanted to play it at locals and still wanted to be budget while also keeping a competitive aspect in mind. So that's it for the main board. Now let's get you to the extra deck. The extra deck is very simple, very simple. We run 1 copy of FA Motorhome Transport, and this card is just extremely good. So basically, this used to be the boss monster of old. He gains 300 attack for for every single one of its levels, and then it can increase its level by every FA card activated. It starts off as a Synchro 9. When he goes to 11, it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. And when he goes to 13, you can special summon an FA monster from your graveyard to your side of the field. So having a monster that's 3,900 attack, can't be destroyed by battle, can't be destroyed by card effects. If you have the right FA spell card on your field, it can't be targeted. It's just pretty much monstrous for the opponent. And the fact that it has a 3k booty, oh man, it's hard to get over. Just a very powerful card. 1 copy of Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. This card is really strong in the deck. It's actually very easy to make as well. 2 copies of Psyframe Lord Omega. You can double Omega your opponent, but more importantly, it allows you to shuffle those FA cards that you banished back into your graveyard and disrupt the opponent. It's really good. Yazi is just a really good card. Being able to spot destroy your opponent's cards or even your own cards and then special summon Mare for another synchro play is phenomenal. 1 copy of FA Dawn Dragster. I really wanted to play another copy of this card because it's so good. It inflicts piercing damage and it can negate the activation of an opponent's spell or trap card. Next is 2 copies of Ancient Fairy Dragon. The reason why this card is played at 2 in this deck because we run 6 field spells, and anytime we want to make it to a 7, Ancient Fairy Dragon can probably be our go-to card because not only does it search a field spell card, it can also search a monster through that field spell card's effect, and it allows us to special summon that monster to our side of the field. Number 42 Galaxy Tomahawk is the only rank 7 that we play. You could play cards like Draco Sack or Big Eye, but this card is pretty mandatory if you ask me because it allows you to go into Saryuja. 1 copy of Cyber Dragon Infinity followed with the Cyber Dragon Nova. This package is really important to the deck because you can make it. I mean, why not play it? And then lastly for links, 1 copy of Saryuja Skull Dread. You guys can opt not to play this card if you can't afford it. I really would strongly suggest you playing it. And if you guys can't play it, I would just tell you guys to play cards like Big Eye. Draco Sack is a pretty good option, and then other great link monsters like Cleefort Genius. You don't necessarily need the Tomahawk to make this card because your deck is entirely machined. Proxy Dragon for the Saryuja combo, and then Link Spider for not only the Saryuja combo, but for those tokens. The best thing about it is that you use that token for the Ancient Gear to make the Link Spider, then you make a Synchro monster under Link Spider, so when your Link Spider actually does leave the field, whether you Link Summon with it, you actually have another extra monster zone to play another Synchro monster into. That's it for the main board and the extra deck. Let me get you guys into the side deck so I can show you guys some awesome combos with this deck. Okay, so for the side deck, with the budget in mind, we actually play 2 copies of Chaos Hunter. And this card's really powerful against Trickstar, but more importantly, it is a level 7 monster that you could use for rank plays. 1 Raigeki for board wipe, 3 copies of Twin Twisters for back row destruction. Red Reboot is great against Altergeist. It's just really good against Altergeist and other trap heavy decks. 3 copies of Evenly Matched. If you guys can't afford Evenly Matched, I know it's coming in the 10s. Kaijus are also a pretty decent substitute. And then 3 copies of Dimensional Barrier. Stop those pendulum decks in their tracks. Well, that's it for the main board, the sideboard, and the extra deck. Let me show you guys some awesome combos with this deck to get you guys started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you some really quick combos. For one of these combos, you're going to need Ancient Gear Catapult. You're also going to need the Strudel Noodle in your deck. or from your deck to your hand. And then the last card you're going to need is any FA field spell, preferably the FA Circuit Grand Prix or even the FA Off-Road Grand Prix, because you want to finally end up with your City Grand Prix on your field, but it doesn't really matter. What you're going to do is activate Grand Prix to your side of the field, and then activate Ancient Gear Catapult, destroying your Grand Prix to special summon Ancient Gear Wyvern from your deck to your side of the field. Now, Wyvern's effect is going to activate to get you another Ancient Gear Catapult from your deck to your hand, and Circuit Grand Prix is going to activate to get Off-Road Grand Prix from your deck to your hand. Next, you're going to pay half your life points to special summon the Strudel Noodle to your side of the field, and then you're going to Synchro Summon into Ancient Fairy Dragon. And what Ancient Fairy Dragon is, that's why Ancient Fairy Dragon is really important to this deck, because now I have a field spell card to destroy, as well as some advantage to gain off of these set effects. So I'm going to activate the Off-Road Grand Prix and then Ancient Fairy Dragon to destroy the Off-Road Grand Prix. That's going to search my final field spell card, Off-Road City Grand Prix, and then Off-Road is going to search any FA monster from my deck to my hand. Now, there's a couple of ways we can run into this combo. What you guys could do if you already have Whip Crosser in your hand is, of course, search the other monster, FA Auto Navigator, and then you can normal summon the Auto Navigator and make Cypher Lord Omega banish the cards from your opponent's side of the field and have a Whip Crosser or a level 7 Whip Crosser or another level 7 Auto Mech to your side of the field. Or you can even use the Auto Navigator in your graveyard to special summon itself, search another field spell card, and make a Synchro 7. But let me just show you guys some combos, or this combo, and then I'll show you the other ones. So Whip Crosser is now in your hand. You're going to use Ancient Fairy Dragon's effect to special summon the Whip Crosser, then activate Grand Prix and use FA Whip Crosser's effect to make him 5. Grand Prix will make him 7. Use both of these monsters to link summon into Galaxy Tomahawk, and then Tomahawk's effect to summon 5 tokens to your side of the field. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Use the Tomahawk and a token to make your Cleaford Scout. Use 2 more tokens to make Proxy Dragon. Use the final token to like Link Spider, and then use all 4 monsters on your side of the field to make Saryuja Skull Dread. Draw 4 cards from your deck and place 3 to the bottom of your deck, and depending on what the rest of your hand is, you can make the rest of your board spectacular. Now I'm going to go ahead and rewind all the way to the Ancient Fairy Dragon on board, Whip Crosser in my hand already. Let's just say a Whip Crosser is already in my hand, and a FA Auto Navigator in my hand. And now I can start to explain what I was talking about. Since I haven't normal summoned, I'm going to normal summon FA Navigator, and then activate FA Navigator's effect to search an FA field spell card from my deck to my hand. More often than not, it's going to be the Off-Road Grand Prix again, and then I'm going to Synchro Summon. Now, with this Synchro Summon, you can do 2 things. You can either Synchro Summon into the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, because that's a really buff card that your opponent has to deal with, and then you can follow up with the Whip Crosser and activate an Off-Road Prix and make that 7, so now my opponent can't activate hand traps, or use the Mock and make it 7, so now my opponent's cards are banished. Or you can make the Cyframe Lord Omega, which is gonna banish a card out of our opponent's hand and free up our extra monster zone. So it all depends on what you guys want to do. I have the Ancient Fairy Dragon and the Auto Navigator with the Off-Road in my hand. You can consequently use the Ancient Fairy Dragon to special summon the Off Navigator if you're planning on doing this before your combo, and then use Ancient Fairy Dragon to special summon the Whip Crosser to your hand. Now, this is still in my hand as well too. So now I have Ancient Fairy Dragon. I'm going to use these 2 monsters to make Cyframe Lord Omega and banish a card from my opponent's hand. And then next I'm going to activate Off City Grand Prix, making my Whip Crosser level 5, or I'm sorry, level 7 if I want it to be. So now here's another thing. If you make it level 6, what you can do is activate your Auto Navigator's effect from graveyard to summon itself. This would actually be in my hand because I summoned Navigator, my apologies. And now Navigator becomes a level 2 monster, plus the Grand Prix making a level 6 monster, and Whip Crosser is a level 4 monster. So 2 4s can easily make a Cyframe Lord Omega just by turning him into a level 6 monster. Or if you turned him into a 7 monster, you can summon FA Auto Navigator, which makes Navigator a 5 monster and Whip Crosser a 4 monster, and then use these monsters for a Synchro Summon of your FA Motorhome. So now you have Motorhome and Omega on your side of the field with a Grand Prix in your hand. This deck is really good at getting the job done, but I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna rewind all the way back into this combo without making the FA Motorhome, and then I'm gonna say if the Whip Crosser is just straight up level 7, I'm gonna show you guys how to make Infinity with the exact same thing. The only additional card you're gonna need is FA Downforce. So Whip Crosser would be 7. You're gonna activate Auto Navigator to special summon itself to the side of the field, make Navigator a 3, and now Whip Crosser becomes a 4. And then you'll activate Downforce, making Auto Navigator a 5 now. And since we activated the FA card, Whip Crosser also becomes a 5 as well. And then that's how you will be able to use these two monsters for Cyber Dragon Infinity. Now, there are a lot of other ways to make these combos, to make these cards, and to sequence your cards differently so you can have almost every card in the extra deck. It's built to be pretty versatile, but overall the deck is extremely fun to play. It's a very awesome deck, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching the profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having an awesome day like I am.